Well, hello, and welcome back to another God Bless the Keg Publishing LLC video. And this is going to be a follow-up to our previous video for the Golf 106. This little guy right here, which we picked up in March of this year, being 2025. And if you followed the previous video, you'll know that I detailed how to get it hooked up onto Foxtrot figure 8 mode digital, and through the little expansion pack here, a Delta Echo 19 figures 1/9er. So I was very frustrated with it at first, could not get it to work at all on the standard software which I was using, which is over here, the Whiskey Sierra Juliet Tango X-Ray, which is on the screen here. And despite my best efforts, and I do know this software very well and hooking up a lot of rigs, I just couldn't get it to work. So I wanted to follow up with a video because today we had success. And very often that's how things go. Oh yeah, this amateur radio logbook we put together at God Bless the Keg Publishing. I'm still old school. I log all my I log all my QSOs by pencil. How about that? And good old paper. Guess I'm getting too old, but that is available from God Bless Keg Publishing LLC. But at any rate, this little rig is really fun to play with, and I use the alternative software, the Juliet Tango Delta X-Ray, which I like very much. In fact, I like some of the features of that better than I do this with the WSJT. I particularly like when you work a station with the other software, it puts a line across it if you've worked it previously on that band, and it comes across your activity, your receiving screen. It has a little X through it. So some features, but you know, sometimes things bother you, and I'm that kind of guy. If I want to figure things out, and in a former life I did a lot of electronics troubleshooting back in the old days as a TV radio repairman, and all kinds of things I worked on. And I always found when you had a difficult situation, come back later on. You know, let it sit for a little while and then just come back to it later on. And that worked. So I'm going to show you very simple. And I sat down studying the manual, and I studied everything. And I compared settings, and I read this manual, and then I went online to YouTube's and other people, and the answer was just not there for me. But it's here now. So I compared the settings, and I found this little box right here. Go to your main settings, where you test your cat, and there's a little tiny box right there with a drop down arrows, and it says pole interval. And when you hover your mouse over it, let's see if I can get that to happen. How did I get that to go? At any rate, it explained that was the timing. I wonder why I can't get that to go like that before, but when I found it, it gives a little explanation. Oh, maybe a right click? No. Anywho, it says this is the interval. There it is. Interval to pole rig for status. Excuse me. Longer intervals will mean that changes to the rig will take longer to be detected. It was originally set to 10 seconds. And I compared it to the other software, the Juliet Tango Delta X-Ray, and that one was at 1 second. And I said, aha, okay, Paulie, here you go. And I changed the setting, and boom, the screen changed, I could hear the radio make a little transmit click, and I said, wow, something's different, because I knew it wasn't transmitting properly. If you did a CQ, it was a very, very short little burst. It wasn't correct, and I've done a lot of digital communications, made a lot of QSO, so I was like, nah, something's wrong here. And sure enough, I went back on and I sent CQ, and it sounded right. The duration was correct of the transmission. And then I poked around a little bit. We're running QRP here, only about 4 watts to our famous rain gutter and downspout antenna. So I don't exactly make contacts like I have a tri-bander at 100 feet. So I was patient and didn't get an answer to the CQs, but then I went on PSK Reporter, Papa Sierra Kilo Reporter, and sure enough, stations were hearing me. And then it was just a matter of time, and I did log a QSO here. And I was very, very happy about it. I worked Kilo Echo 0, Whiskey, Victor, Juliet. In Echo Mike figures 18. And thank you very much for that QSO. You don't know how happy that made me to finally solve it. So there's the answer. Pole interval. I had it set at 10 seconds, set it to 1 second. Boom. My little, like I said, I don't want to try to pronounce it. Xiegu maybe? But I just call it the Gulf Figures 106. Is working on all software on FT8. And I'm going to go have a nice cold one to celebrate. Thanks for tuning in. I hope this little tidbit helps you, and you can maybe solve your own mystery with it. Hey, we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. 73. Da-da-da-da-da-da.